Okay, this is going to be a review of the local church Bible Publishers 180 series calfskin, iron calfskin. It was supposed to be brown and black, but I ended up ordering the red and black on accident. In my video that I'm filming right now with this camera shows the red a little bit faded. It's actually a lot darker in person. It's more of a brick color. The camera makes kind of a pinkish hue to it. So if you really want to see how red this looks, go to my buddy Tyler. Should be able to find his name under one of my videos. That he has a 180 top grain that's black and red, and I ordered this one a day before I seen his, and I was going to get the brown and black, and I ended up getting this one on accident, and I ended up liking his, and I was like, cool, I really liked red and black. So actually got the one I liked. So God works in mysterious ways. Even though it's not the top grain, it's the calfskin, but I still love the color. It's the same. Anyways, the ribbing is a little bit more pronounced than my 300 series in my other video. It reminds me more of the 120 that I had originally, the red letter. Your print here is stamped. You can't even fill it. There's no indentation, there's no bubbling, it's just there. Doesn't feel like it'd be easy to remove, but it is different than my 300. My 300, you can fill the Holy Bible. You can fill the gold on there. So it's thicker than this one. This is more of a dry stamp feel to it. So one thing I want to point out that I really love that my 300 doesn't do a whole lot, it only does it up in one corner. When you bend the page, you get that ripple look to it where you see the grain. See how the red does that too. And I've noticed in some people's videos that this doesn't hardly have any wrinkling at all. This one happens to have the grain in it, the wrinkles. I really like that myself. I like it on the black. It's really, really neat. I don't know if you guys care about that, but I do. And that's what I was really looking for when I got my 300. I didn't get that. Even though I do love my 300, the look of it, it only does that right here in the upper corner. Everywhere else, it's just a nice tight grain that doesn't really bubble up a lot. See that? The only spot it bubbles is right there. It starts to bubble when you bend it. The back side does it a little bit more than the front side does, which I really like that. It's a nice Bible. This one, what I'll show you, is the front does that, and you know, this is what makes it hard because you know these things are all handmade. The leather is going to come differently. You're going to get different grades. It might be a little thinner or thicker. Each one is going to look different, you know. But you can pretty much, you know, that when you're going to get a local church Bible, it's going to be a really quality made Bible. But see, if you flip the Bible over and you do the same thing on this side, see that? There's no bubbling at all. It's completely different. It looks just like my 300. It's a tight grain. You don't get all that really big bubbling as you do as the red. See how the red bubbles? And you flip that over and like that. Completely different. So, you know, if you ended up getting a Bible sent to you that has this on both sides, then you're not going to have that bubbling. So, you know, just be aware of that. You might get a Bible that has more of a tighter grain than this one has. It's something to do with the ironing. It causes that wrinkling. You just get it more with some of the different grades of leather. Anyways, you have the two ribbons like everybody else. The yap, it's almost the same size as my 300. My 300 is a little bit bigger, but almost the same. This little Bible feels really just sturdy, comfortable in your hand. It's really nice. The stitching is perfect. I mean, as good as it can be, all around the edge. Nice and soft. You have your card paper and then your, you know, family history like all the other ones. The translators to the reader and King James letter. But the print is amazing in this Bible. And one thing I do notice with the stitching goes all the way down to the edge in this paper. In this Bible, I mean. It comes down to almost the very end. So, like my 300, it stops about right here. This one goes down to here. So what can happen is if the glue gets loose on your signatures, which is the, they take like a group of paging and then stitch it and then keep stitching them, you'll get a group of pages that can actually come unglued, and you'll get like a 1/4 of an inch here that pops up. Now, you can live with that, but if it ends up folding over, sometimes it can break the string. And that's what happened to my 120 red letter. And that's how I learned this. I had to look that up and figure out why that happened, but it broke from the string because the glue came undone. If you can catch it, you might be able to fix it or just deal with it. If it happens, send it back. They're really good about taking back things that are defective. And there's usually a good reason for a defect that they'll take back. Some people send them back for ridiculous things that I've heard of. So, make sure that they're not a business, it's a church. And they're giving these Bibles out for the cost that it takes to make them, the product. And they don't get all this extra money with them. So, be very thankful for these Bibles. I appreciate what they do. The print is awesome. Self-pronouncing text. I got this one specifically as a reader. It doesn't have a bunch of hobbledehook in the way, You don't have somebody's notes. It's not a reference Bible. And it has a concordance if you need to look up a topic. But, if you're somebody who wants to just have a nice little size Bible that's made really good and has just amazing print, I recommend this Bible. And it doesn't have red letter. If you know a local church, they only have one Bible that's red letter. Their 120 edition, which is a beautiful Bible. I recommend it. And the calfskin, if you get it. The red is a little bright, though, on that one. But the rest of the Bibles don't have red letter. But the black is even all the way throughout. Let me show you a title page. I just got this thing. I've hardly used it today, so my pages are still a little bit sticky, staticky. But see, it doesn't have like a main title page. It just starts X and moves on. Just a strictly reader. I like that. And then the print's a little bit small in the back, the concordance, but it's a very clear print. It's not, splotchy. The text is very, very nice. And that's pretty much it with this one. Just be aware, like I said, with the leather, you can get a whole different kind of look to it if it doesn't have that big wrinkling effect. And I noticed the gold looks a little different with this paper. It's creamier than my 300. It's not as bright white as my 300 paper is. You can't really tell in this lighting. It makes it look all bright, but it has like this kind of a yellowy look to it. And makes the red look a little different. Paper quality, it's really nice. It's thick. Don't have any ghosting. I mean, barely at all. Words are back to back. And, with this Bible, with the boldness and it being back to back, you're not going to get ghosting at all. If I end up highlighting in this, I'll show it, but I'm going to try not to, but I know I will eventually. I'll have some kind of notes in here. And when I do that, I'll let you guys see how well it works with highlighting. I kind of wanted to steer clear of that and just make this a straight reader for me, no distractions type thing, but it never works for me. I'll have notes or something highlighted, and when I do, I'll let you guys know. Anyways, any questions or anything like that, you guys know I'll make a video for you. So just ask, and God bless.